So this is TBA with Felicia and Jane, and we're here with special guest JP Saxe. Yay!
Hi, guys.
Okay, so what do you want to start with?
How was your commute here?
Yeah.
The commute here was, it was perfect. The weather was perfect, and it's a sunny, lovely day in New York City. And there's nothing to be stressed or anxious about at all. Everyone's happy outside.
Oh, yeah,
We're
absolutely.
stress-free and...
It's Blizzard
Great.
Day here in New York.
Oh, yeah.
In which school is closing in approximately half an hour.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we're moving fast.
Yeah, so we gotta get through it.
So for people who don't know who you are, can you give us a little bit of an introduction about you and your music?
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm from Toronto, and I write the most honest songs I possibly can. And I love when a song can make you feel so close to someone that you feel a little bit closer to yourself. And I released my first song as an artist back in May of last year, and there's only 2 songs out now, and we're releasing, I guess by the time you are hearing this, there's another song out.
Yay!
Oh,
And-
yeah, how exciting.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm so happy.
It's so much fun. Being a musician is what I've always wanted to be, and I'm so happy I get to do it for a living. It's kind of surreal.
That's awesome. So right now you have 2 officially released songs. I mean, there's probably...
And then the third one by the time this is out.
Yeah, there by the
That's
time
great.
this is out, so we'll put a little promo on the side of that. Actually, we should write that down. So your debut single was called Change. Could you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind that and why you chose that specific song to be your first official debut
Single.
as a musician?
Sure. I moved to Los Angeles from Toronto when I was around 19 years old. And when I moved, a lot of the life that I had in Toronto, I kind of slowly moved on from and moved away from. And part of that life was a relationship I was in Toronto. And about a year and a half into being in Los Angeles, I thought I was moving forward. This was not a person who I was thinking about all the time. And then I'm walking down Melrose Avenue, and it's bizarrely cold for Los Angeles, and my hands are just freezing cold. And for whatever reason, my hands being freezing cold made me think of this girl back in Toronto, and it was confusing, the amount of feelings that were connected to just such a strange, physical feeling. So I got back to my apartment, and I sat down at the piano, and I kind of sorted out what that meant in that song.
Wow.
That's deep.
That is. I'm actually
Thanks. I'm deep. I'm a songwriter. I'm deep.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Metaphors
That's what
and
you do.
feelings and ideas.
Well, I made a note that the music video for that song is
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
We watched it.
I'm so glad you watched it.
We want to make sure what you're doing.
Before this interview, I heavily stalked all of your social media channels.
Okay.
So there's stuff that I found. I had to do some digging.
So you're going to ask me,
we're bringing up everything.
okay, thoughts and questions. I'm ready.
And then
God.
your second single was Anybody Else,
This is true.
which is super groovy.
Thank you.
I made that note. I really like that one. Yeah. So you have 2 songs. And do you want to tell us about your third one now, since it'll be out by then?
Sure. The third.
If you're allowed to, though.
No, I'm allowed.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not
great.
nearly famous enough for anyone to tell me I'm not allowed to talk about those things.
Go for it.
It's called The Few Things, and yeah, it's the most honest I've been in a love song because it comes pretty directly from a conversation where... Have you ever been in a situation where someone will say something to you someone you're in a relationship with will say something like, hey, I really don't, I feel like you're not open enough with me, and it just makes me worry that you don't really care about me all that much, you don't even love me that much, because why aren't you okay being vulnerable with me? And your response to them is that's so dumb. I love you so much, don't be dumb.
Been there, done that.
Right.
Relatable.
I have found that that's the wrong thing to say in that scenario. You should not say, hey, you're dumb, I love you so much, don't be dumb. I found inappropriate. So
That should be a bumper sticker quote.
that would be a lot. I'm way too blabbery for bumper stickers. But that is, unfortunately, the answer I would often go with, and this song is kind of my attempt at the right answer.
Wow. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, continuing on with your music, both your songs already have remixes that have been made by Win and Woo did Anybody Else, and Vasco did Changed. What's it like having somebody reinvent your song, coming from you're such a new artist, how does that feel that people are already making and using your song for other reasons?
It's exciting because there's a freedom in it that I don't have any control over what it's going to sound like. Because when I'm making the music myself, when I'm producing it, I'm very specific about what I want it to be, and I take a lot of time with every little detail of from the sonics to the words. Like the specifics are important to me. So to finish it, to put it out, and then to have other creatives just create something out of it that I don't get to make any of the decisions on, super liberating.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool. And then on your Facebook page, your bio says that you're a word writer, song singer.
I love that.
And your lyrics are very deep and well crafted. So would you say you focus on your lyrics first when you're writing a song? Like, how do your songs come to be? What's your process?
I would say for the most part, it isn't this every time, but I'll have a single line or a single thought that will kind of stem the whole song. So with the example of Changed, it was that lyric. Like, there's a lyric in the song, like, only on the days my hands are cold, because I fell for you that morning in the snow. Here in California, I'm not going to say the whole line. It's indulgent. I'm not going to do it. So it was that line. It was that idea, and then kind of I sit down and I think about everything it means, and sometimes it happens in a few hours, sometimes it happens in a few months, and then for the few things, it's that line. I don't say what's on my mind quite as much as you'd like me to, which is the first line of the song. I had the lyric, and then kind of go from there.
Wow. That's cool. I think the music process is just so fascinating how, like, everything kind of, like, comes together, how, like, one little occurrence or, like, just, like, one sentence, and it's like a whole story.
With anybody else, I had written in my journal just like the sentence, I wish I wanted anybody else. At the time, this was with someone who I was sort of with and sort of not with, and trying to be okay with it being casual and pretending I was okay, but really not, and like wishing I could feel less invested than I was because I could just accept the good of it and not wish it was something it wasn't. So it would have been nice to just want anybody else, but I did not, and that was what stemmed that song, just that thought. I do care, not that I don't care about music, I really do, but the words are what matter most to me.
Yay. So, and then in January, you had a residency at the Hotel Cafe in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And so you played every Monday night in January for free. Mm-hmm. I did some more research, and the Hotel Cafe builds a lot of artists' careers. So what was it like playing there when so many people, like, careers started there and then kept going? What was it like, the whole experience?
Yeah. You know, when I first moved to Los Angeles, I knew absolutely nobody, and was honestly more comfortable then than I am now just going out by myself and having no idea what I was going to do. And at that point, I had my fake Manitoba ID. I'm from Ontario, not from Manitoba, but no one in Los Angeles knows where Manitoba is. They're going to catch my fake ID, and I would go to the Hotel Cafe, and that was usually the start of my night to see what would happen out by myself. And I would go and I would listen to bands and think to myself, like, I'm totally going to do this. Like, I'm going to play here. So the first time I played there, it was surreal. And then to have it be like a home in Los Angeles it really reminded me of the process of those 4 years.
That's awesome.
So how would you evolve your set each week? Because it seemed like you have a lot of time to, like, make your entire set evolve because you're there every week for an entire month. How was that process?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's tempting with a show like that, especially if it goes well the first week, to just say, I'm going to do the same thing next week because this went well. But I didn't do that because I wanted to challenge myself to see how I could get to different emotional places if I tried different arrangements and tried songs solo rather than with the band, or different orders of the set. So I'd switch it up every week.
That's great. I like that.
I love music.
Yeah, me too.
I love
it's
music.
great, right?
It's what brings us all together. Alrighty. And that would conclude this interview.
There's more. There's a whole other page.
So
You
a
said
song.
I should ask you questions too, and I haven't asked you anything.
Oh,
but
you
I
can ask
will.
us questions.
I'm
You
gonna
can
get
ask
to
questions.
something.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just whenever you want.
Okay, I'll shout it out.
So a song you co-wrote was recently in 50 Shades Freed.
Freed.
Oh God.
It's the
Doesn't
third
matter.
50 Shades of Grey movie.
It's the third one?
Yeah, out of 3.
I don't keep track.
My friend went and saw it.
I
so
haven't
that's
seen
how
any of them.
Neither have I.
It's called Diddy Bop by Jacob Banks and Louis the Child.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? What was it like to be working with somebody else on such a big franchised movie?
Okay, I'm going to talk to you about the making of the song.
Yes, tell us a
And
story.
I'm not going to say anything about the movie because remember all those words you said I wasn't allowed to say?
Yeah.
If I was going to tell you my feelings about the movie, I wouldn't be able to do it without those words.
That's
So let's
Same,
just-
I feel ya.
Let's just
That
be
makes
on the
sense,
same
okay.
page about the movie and talk about the song.
Go for it.
I had no idea the song was going to be in the movie. I was working with Louis the Child and Jacob Banks. I've done a bunch of work with Jacob Banks. And we wrote a song that we really liked, and then someone from the movie reached out to us and said they wanted to put it in the movie. And
Wow.
it was, I went to see it. Man, I really don't want to talk about that movie.
Wait, I have a question. Did you see the first two before you saw the third one, or did you just
No,
go?
no, I didn't.
Well, that's
I didn't.
you gotta watch them like
No,
in
you don't.
You
order.
don't.
I think that makes the
Have
story
you s-
more fun.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, it was hard. I took some friends to see it with me, and I had to I'm still apologizing.
Oh.
So where in the movie was your song? Was
At
it like
the very end.
Was it an end credits one?
At the very end, for like 10 seconds, like way in the background, you could hardly hear it.
Oh
Aw.
man, did they at
No,
least
it's
comp you to the
totally-
movie?
It's totally fine. They didn't.
Oh man, you had to buy a ticket to the movie.
It's okay. It wasn't it's not as glorious as it seems, the whole process. But I do love that song, and I love, like, Louis the Child is one of my favorite new acts, and working with Jake, we've done a bunch of work, Jacob Banks and I think he's phenomenal. So it's one of my favorite songs we've done together.
You're on the soundtrack though, so you can just listen to the
Oh,
soundtrack
yeah, I
and
know.
never watch the movie.
It's true. The soundtrack was
sure.
really cool.
Yeah,
That's part
Everybody
of the
go
movie, for
get
sure.
the soundtrack for.
or just the one song. It's on Spotify.
It
yeah,
is.
go find it on Spotify. If you could have any one of your songs to be in a movie, a television show, which one
Or like
would
a
it?
franchise. It's not 50 Shades.
Yeah, or that. What song would it be? What show would it be, and why?
Or if you don't have a song yet, just what?
Or
show
just
or movie.
something that you like that you would love to be like a part of musically.
I would love to have one of my songs skated to in the Olympics. Like
Ooh.
Olympic figure skaters do
Okay.
a song.
I actually.
We have
Actually,
4 years.
really-
We have 4 years to make it happen, you guys.
We're gonna go promote this all over Twitter now.
We'll
we're making this
email
happen.
the Olympic
I-
people.
Olympic committee. Just
You should.
please submit the song.
If
and-
you check out my Instagram, a couple weeks during the Olympics, I made a video where I dubbed my song over Olympic figure skaters, and just posted it and didn't preface that it was fake. And so many of my friends were like, "Congratulations, this is amazing." I'm a big believer in, if you should make the reality you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would like
Fake
that
it
to
till you
happen.
make it.
I mean, maybe it's fake it, maybe it's just like form it, create it, blatantly lie, have a sense
yeah,
of humor
why
about
not?
it. Yeah.
So
Go-
we'll
that's
retweet
actually-
it, and then our followers will retweet it, and then it'll be real.
And then I'll get sued by NBC. It'll be perfect.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. Let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I forgot there's this camera looking right at me. I forgot to be camera prepared.
Oh,
okay.
We don't do.
I'm better at
Well,
sounding right than I am at looking right.
That's
why I'm not
We're
in
it.
a
I'm
radio
better-
station first.
I'm better at being behind the camera than in front of it. So I'm just like.
I'm with you.
My camera begs to differ.
Being a songwriter is kind of like an inherently introverted thing to do. So translating that into how do I take this personality that I develop completely by myself in my most intimate personal moments and then project it to the world of people I would like to know about my music. I'm deep, remember? Songwriter, I
Yeah,
told
I'm
you,
just
I
like,
love you,
I'm
buddy.
like, wow, we're
My
really
entire
getting into
life's
this.
falling apart. I can't process it all. So speaking of performing, if you could go on tour with any artist, who would it be and
Adele.
why? Adele?
I would open for Adele.
That was so quick though. You were like
It's
Adele.
because I know.
Does Adele have openers?
No, but
She does it, and apparently she's not gonna tour anymore.
Doesn't she only tour per
supposedly.
album? Like she has an album, she goes on one tour, and that's
She goes
it.
on one tour, but I heard that she's not gonna tour at all, ever again.
Sounds fake.
She's
She's not going to tour until
and
someone
Sheeran's
pays her
following in
enough
her footsteps
to
too.
tour.
Oh boy. Alrighty. If you could play in any venue,
With Adele.
especially with Adele, where would it be? Well, what venue would you play at and why? It could be anywhere.
Even space.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now the first answer that came to mind just seems horrible because space is on the table. It could be in other galaxies, and I was going to say Massey Hall in Toronto. Massey
But you could
Hall
do that
in
too.
Toronto in another galaxy.
Ooh. Will you tell us about Massey Hall? Because we don't know anything about Massey
Sure,
Hall in Toronto.
We don't really know Canada.
It's okay. It's okay. It's my favorite venue in Toronto, and I've seen a lot of my favorite shows there. There's also been a lot of famous recordings done there. I think it must be like almost 100 years old at this point. And when I was a teenager, I that was kind of my stomping grounds. There's this staircase that goes up the side of it to the top of the building, and I used to sneak up that staircase with my friends and just sit on the top of Massey Hall at 1 in the morning and get melodramatic about what we wanted our lives to be. Super romantic. And I would love to like be allowed to be there.
So what has your famous, good God.
Use your words.
What's one of your favorite show moments so far? Like anywhere, like you've been performing or like you've just been somewhere like that you had to be at. And
or a
you're like,
moment.
wow.
Yeah.
This is real.
A few years ago, in Washington Square Park in New York, that's here. I got to play with the New York Chamber Music Society, and played a few of my songs like with a 30-piece orchestra behind me.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a memorial that was done for my grandfather, who was a classical cellist. His name's Janos Starker, and he was the first cellist of the Metropolitan Opera in New York for a while, and then toured around the world. He's phenomenal. He's my hero. And they did a memorial for him in New York, and they asked me to play, and it was like a cheat code to be able to play with an orchestra that otherwise I was completely undeserving of having accompany me, but it was completely surreal. If you ever get the chance to play with an orchestra, I highly recommend it.
Okay, let's learn how to play
I used
stuff.
to
and
play in the orchestra.
What did you play?
Violin. I
Cool.
played the violin for 8 years.
Can I play my electric ukulele in the orchestra?
That's not.
Some new age orchestra, for
Okay,
sure.
we're making it happen.
Yeah, the New
Put it
World
on the bucket
Orchestra.
list.
Oh no. Oh God.
Yeah.
You're next.
Oh, yes, my question is next. Okay, so you're in New York
I'm in New
for
York.
this couple days,
Mhm.
is what it seemed like. And do you have any plans besides coming to visit us?
No, I came for this.
Oh, yay.
I just love your show. So I'm here.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
We're going to use that as a pull quote.
Okay, you should use that pull quote, so cut the edit right now and now.
And
Sarcasm
cut.
over. I'm here because I'm putting the song out on Friday, and we're just trying to meet with everyone we possibly can to make this
Oh yay.
as successful a song release as possible.
But do you have any, like, touristy plans? Like, do you have plans to go places
With
besides?
Adele maybe.
Touristy plans?
Like, I don't know. Are you going to go to, like, the park or to, like, the...
Well, hopefully you won't go now
library.
because like the blizzard is. This is the time where you stay inside.
Yeah. So the guy who stars in my music video, his name's Anthony Ramos, phenomenal singer, artist, actor, and he's from Brooklyn, so I'm probably gonna hang out with him. We're doing like a little event together.
Yay.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Just
Should
warm,
check him
stay
out.
safe.
Anthony Ramos. He's phenomenal.
Anthony Ramos. Everybody, check that out.
Is he the one who's in Hamilton?
He is the one who's in Hamilton, yeah.
I know my people. I'm a theater
Okay.
person, so...
She's a theater person. I'm a film person. We're all a mess.
And so I watched your Instagram story this morning from last night. Tell us about your phone and your Guitar Center trip.
Wow.
This is
Again,
wild.
I'm super impressed with the research.
We go all in.
It sounded wild. So do you want to tell us your whole story?
Yeah. I'm in a Guitar Center, and we're looking at amps, and I'm walking out, and I realized I don't have my phone, and I figured I just left it somewhere because that's something that I do. Often leave things that I need places that I'm not. And so my buddy Adam calls it, and a guy answers and says, "It's my phone now. You can have it for $150. Meet me in the middle of Times Square." I grew up in a small town in Canada. Like, I'm not used to getting robbed. Like, this is new for me, and I was half like shaken up and half like I'm having an authentic experience over here.
Welcome to New York.
There's so many people in the middle of Times Square, though.
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
could go up to anybody.
Long story short, I just decided I would get my upgrade on a phone and just like wipe, do what I needed to do, like wipe the info off it and just kind of let it be and get a new phone. And then I tell him that on the phone. I'm kind of joking around with him every time he calls because he's being super serious. And I'm like, man, like, just have the pig phone. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm sure you deserve it. You did something good. You've earned this phone. Like, you worked hard for it. I didn't say that. I don't want to lie to you. I didn't say you've worked hard for it. This needs to be an accurate story. And at that point, he said he was a man of God, and he's a man of God, and he feels bad, and he just wants to give me the phone back, and he's just meet me back at Guitar Center, and I'll give you your phone back. So it was very confusing. You have a very
interesting,
complicated criminals out here in New York City.
Oh yeah.
So you got the phone back?
Yeah, I have my phone.
Wow.
And it hasn't blown up. There's no like tracking device on it or anything. They took the little adapter I had on it, but that was all.
Oh.
So it was weird.
What was the guy like?
He had a nice smile.
Don't trust people with nice smiles in New York. We're all out to steal your iPhone.
I'm not. Just Felicia, I guess.
I'm not from this part of New York.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're from
it's
Long
okay.
Island.
I'm from out east. I'm good. I'm all set.
I'm from a small town, so I feel ya.
Selfies.
Oh, there's a selfie happening. That's
Wow.
happening.
We're gonna include the selfie
On our social
here.
media pages. In the video.
Perfect. I'll edit that in. So, we're gonna do some really, really fun questions.
We
They're
love
fun.
fun questions.
We're gonna do the fun
I
questions.
mean,
Come
all
at
of our
me.
questions
I'm
that
ready.
we just gave you are fun, but
These are like the fun.
they're like the
questions.
next level of
Really
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Do you have a favorite pre-show snack?
Sake.
I don't know what that is.
It's alcohol.
You don't know.
Oh,
I'm about to say. I'm like,
that's not a snack though. That's a drink.
I consider that as it's.
We consider that snack.
Look at them. They're all like, it's a
Snack.
snack. Everybody's saying it's a snack.
I'm just
Hmm?
poorly educated on everything.
Do you have a brand?
I'm an egg.
I have a what?
Brand preference.
Of sake. The warm kind.
Everyone's like
Everybody's
so
nodding.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah. It's not as sophisticated as I'd like it to be. I'm working on it.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Okay. Tell us about Canada.
You're just like, all right,
Tell
next
me
one.
about Canada.
We are not from Canada.
What would you would you like to know about Canadians? Would you like to know about
I have
What would-
what. Does
what
the
about
money?
Canada?
I heard this could sound super stupid,
Mhm.
and I do this every time we have an interview.
Mhm.
Every time we have an interview. I heard that the money kind of smells like maple syrup.
It's true.
It's
I've
true.
never asked this during an interview.
It reminds me of the last interview we did when I asked a really stupid question.
Oh.
Because
But everything Canadian smells a little bit like maple syrup. Like I smell a little bit like maple syrup.
Felicia, go smell the man.
No. I'm not gonna go and smell them.
It's just a thing. It's just kind of in the air.
Oh well,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, that's all I needed to know about Canada. So you
That's
you
all?
can consider.
I mean, there's so many great things about us, other than our maple syrup
Okay,
smelling money.
tell us about whatever you want to tell us about Canada.
Yeah, give us like a little bit of like a Canadian history lesson.
Okay, I have to do well in case any Canadians watch this and then like disassociate me fully because I did a bad job at representing Canada. What do you need to know about Canada? I'm gonna give you a serious answer. I'm proud to be Canadian because I think we have the right idea of what makes a country what it is, and it is the collection of many identities. It's impossible to decide that any one place is going to be defined by any one version of life, and I think Canada has embraced that idea in the sense that we are so many different things, and that is the one thing that we are. We are many different cultures and many different ethnicities and versions of what life is, recognizing that together it's something more beautiful than any one version of it would be.
I love
So
that.
I'm
Snaps for
moving to
that.
Canada.
Snaps.
Snaps. I
Canada
miss
just
it. I
seems
really
so
do.
nice.
I miss it there.
All right, so we're all going to take a trip to Canada.
Field trip.
Come to Toronto. It's a great place.
Okay. So if we come to Toronto, can we like we'll text Adam and be like, hey, we're coming.
Hey, we're coming to Toronto.
I mean, Adam doesn't know anything about Toronto, but you can text me.
Okay.
Okay,
You
yeah.
can go to Massey Hall.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
like a plan.
We could go up on the rooftop and get some sake and call it a night.
Yay.
That sounds
trip.
like a lot of fun.
We're putting on the to-do list.
These were your fun questions, and I got like all philosophical on you. I apologize. I tend to do that kind of thing.
This is fun.
Okay, good.
This is good.
Really good.
So how is the Canadian music scene different than that of the U.S.? Is it different at all?
I think the
or-
Canadian music scene is the American music scene. Have you listened to the radio lately?
I know, but I'm like the way they run stuff. I don't know. It's just a question.
I mean,
Same thing.
most of the biggest artists in the world now are Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually.
I mean, a big part of that is I think the Canadian government funds artists and art programs and music
Wow,
programs.
that must be real nice.
And they started doing that.
Snaps for that.
They started doing. If you were to look at when they started doing that and look at the artists' ages that are taking over right now, it's not a coincidence.
Oh, so speaking of Canadian musicians,
Uh-huh.
do you believe in the hoax that Avril Lavigne is dead
No.
and that it's really Melissa?
What?
Have you not seen this meme? We'll send it to you. There's a whole
God.
conspiracy that Avril Lavigne died and has been replaced by this woman named Melissa, who looks exactly
But this
like
has
her.
happened twice in the past, like,
Because there's a
5 or
whole
6
thing about how
years.
all of a sudden there's a change in Avril Lavigne's style and music and everything, and so there's this whole conspiracy theory about it.
It's like it blew up on Twitter, and like it's happened twice already.
Avril can change. Let her change. She's not dead.
She's not.
Okay.
She's just evolved.
She's not dead. Guys, Avril isn't dead.
She's evolved.
Okay, we
Hashtag
got
Avril is evolved.
confirmed
put
by
on the
a
bottom.
Canadian. Okay.
I don't know how I missed that.
It's
Actually, I know how I missed that. I'm not connected to those sorts of things, I guess.
sometimes these things just pop up, and next thing you know, it's like 1 a.m. and we're looking up, conspiracy theories.
So is Avril Lavigne like our generation's Paul McCartney?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
You guys know about the like Paul is dead thing?
Yeah.
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 Well, Paul is he's not dead.
No, he's definitely not dead.
Yeah, because
He's not allowed to
was
die.
it was like Kanye who gave this guy Paul the opportunity to perform with him on the Grammys. Remember that?
I do.
New undiscovered artist Paul McCartney. This old guy is playing with
I'm
these
just
rap
like,
artists.
do you? What rock do you guys live under? I love Kanye though. He's
I
just
love Paul.
Kanye's a character.
Okay. So one of your photo shoots for a lot of your promotional images has you with a whole bunch of stickers on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
Who
love
came up
that.
with that? Because it's fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. My creative director, Dima Ansari, is she's just a genius and has all kinds of weird ideas that I don't fully understand but accept because she knows better than I do, and that was one of them. Around the Anybody Else campaign, Dima said, "We should take a picture of you with a bunch of stickers that look like a tattoo sleeve, and it'll be perfect for the press image." I don't think she even said that. I don't think she knew it was going to be for the press image. She was just, "This will look cool. We should do it."
Did you get to choose the stickers?
Nope.
Where did they get the stickers from?
Michaels.
I had a feeling.
There was like a pre-Photoshop Michaels stop and bought a bunch of stickers. You know what? It might not even have been an idea for me. I think that's how some of the best ideas, at least with her, have come about. She's just like, "This would be a cool image," and I'm like, "Can we do that?" She's like, "Sure." And then we make them.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Can we get a bunch of stickers and recreate it and just cover your arm in stickers, Felicia?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we'll do it next week.
Okay. Great. I'll go buy stickers.
That would be amazing. Please send me that photo.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. We're gonna.
We'll
I'll
put
go
it
to
to our to-do
Michael's.
list.
I'll go to Michael's this weekend. I actually got a coupon today
yay.
from Michael's.
I love
Do it.
coupons.
Stickers are fun.
I'm a part of the Michael's email list, so I get coupons.
Oh.
Because my mom and I shop there like once a week.
The next time we do this interview, like interview part 2, you guys should both do it, and we can all do it. And, like,
Oh, that'd be
post
fun.
sticker arms.
Okay. We have a confirmed second interview. We're good.
That
We're
sounds
doing
great.
well.
I can't wait for my sticker sleeve. I've always wanted a tattoo. Oh boy.
It's like a good tattoo for non-committal adults
That's
Me.
us.
who like want to look cool, but
I'm like, yeah, I
with
want a
stickers.
tattoo, and then I'm like, that's gonna be there forever.
My dad told me I can't have a
Endeavor.
tattoo, and I love my dad, so.
it's really adorable.
My mom's like, you could have a tattoo, but you can't have it showing at all. I'm like, then what's the point? I'm like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
Moving on.
Next question.
Next question. These are a couple of my personal favorite questions. What's your latest Netflix binge?
Or Amazon Prime or Hulu or HBO, whichever one you want.
My latest
streaming
binge
service.
was Good Girls Revolt.
Ooh, I haven't watched it.
Really?
It's on my list.
I heard that was. I actually read a lot of good reviews on it.
It was
I heard
amazing.
really good.
What did you like about it?
I liked it just felt like a moment in pop culture where a show integrated itself with like the collective conversation in like such a powerful way. For those of you who don't know, it's a show about, I hope I get this right. A friend of mine's on the show, and if I got this wrong, she'd hate it. It's a group of journalists, late 60s, I'm going to say, at a fictional newspaper called News of the Week, which I think is based on just Newsweek, where the women were not allowed to be reporters. They were researchers, and all of the female researchers suing them along with the ACLU to be allowed to be reporters. And it's their story. And all of these like diverse female characters who are incredible, and it's a really well-told story. And it integrated itself into the current conversation because the show was canceled by the head of Amazon Prime, who was then fired for a sexual assault scandal. And the show very much touches on the sexual assault culture and what the women are going through at the magazine. And then the fact it was just like all like way too weird. And while this was happening, I watched the show because my friend Genevieve is in it. And while this was happening, the show like very much kind of popped up again, and it didn't get renewed for a second season, which is a bummer because it was such a good show. But it's all on Amazon Prime, and it's really good.
Everybody go watch it so they could get a second season.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
We'll do what they did for Veronica Mars.
Did that work?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
did
did
they make
work.
the Veronica Mars movie? They kickstarted the entire thing to make that Veronica Mars movie that came out a couple years ago.
I'll help
And
in
I mean,
any way
it
I
worked.
can.
Okay. We'll put it on the to-do list with everything else that we promised during interviews.
Yeah, we always have a pen on the desk. We don't have a pen on the desk today.
Oh, I
We
just
need to write it
I just
down.
listen to it and then I put it in my phone when I edit the interview.
That would make a
Oh,
great
okay.
like book. Like you just call it like unrealistic goals, and every time something comes up in an interview that you want to do but like doesn't seem quite attainable yet, just write it down.
Oh my God, Oliver just gave me like a notebook too. Like we could have just written everything in it.
Okay, we're
That's our
writing a book, you
unrealistic
guys.
goal.
We're telling you that now.
It'll be released at the end of the semester.
Not at the end of the semester, at the end of our show run,
And
whatever
then
that
you
is.
can
Whatever
publish
that is.
unrealistic goals, and then all the money can go to funding all the goals.
That's
Brilliant. We can put it on our blog.
wow. That's actually really. I was like, yeah, we give the money to charity. And he's like, no, you could do the goals. And I'm like, yeah, we can do
No,
the
we're
goals.
putting the money toward our rent. We live in New York.
Yeah, that's.
And you can
fair.
put this goal of selling the book in the book. Yeah.
Mine
Inception.
alone.
That's perfect. This is great. This is. You know what? I'm set. I don't need to do anything else in my life. I'm good.
Are we done? Should we end there?
There's more.
There,
Sorry.
Let's keep
but
going.
wait,
I'm ready.
there's more. What's your favorite meme?
Meme?
We're meme
Memes.
queens
My
here at
favorite
TBA,
meme?
Felicia and Jane.
Oh, I don't know. I don't spend all that much time with memes. I can't even think of a meme. This is embarrassing.
There's a lot of them.
I'm
Felicia,
sorry.
share your
That,
favorite.
this is.
Alrighty.
I got nothing for you.
So Felicia's pulling up memes right now. So
I love your music.
Thank you.
This is the SpongeBob meme.
Which
Don't
SpongeBob one?
memes have to have words on them?
let me see.
Well,
Oh, well, you put it.
you could
So-
you put your own words on
So like
it.
Felicia will text me something be like, "Hey, do this." I send that meme and the same thing she said, but random letters capitalized. Because there's that episode of SpongeBob where he was like mocking them.
I also have an example of that from this morning. I was talking to my classmate about doing the reading for the homework, and he said, "Who said I read?" And then that's the meme that would be associated to that.
Gotcha.
Also, another personal favorite is White Guy Blinking.
This is like making me feel like I'm a grandfather. Like, what is happening right now?
I
White
didn't-
Guy
I'm a
Blinking.
college-aged person. This should not be happening.
I didn't know memes that well until I met Felicia, so
I'm known to her whole family as the meme queen.
Amazing. By the way, guys, because I didn't go to college or university, any association I get to have with any sort of college thing is always exciting for me.
Welcome to
It's
Brooklyn
like, oh,
College.
like, look, I kind of went to Brooklyn College for 3 hours.
see Felicia's
not?
name is even a meme. There's a "Bye Felicia" meme. Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of trying to be considerate of like how often you probably hear that and didn't say anything.
I hear it at least 2 to 3 times a day.
I'm so sorry.
I just
It's
say,
okay. I'm
I'll
used
just
to
say
it.
like, "Bye, Felicia," as my friend. I am saying goodbye to you, and then someone down the hall will be like, "That's a meme," and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
My coworkers don't say bye, Felicia. They just say hey. Or if I'm leaving, they just say have a good night. They don't say my name at all anymore.
That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. They just say bye.
They say bye because
That's
like they
great.
know, like they'll like say bye, and I'm just like don't say it. It's been going on for like 3 years too, and every job it's like bye, Felicia. I'm like, all right, thank you. Bye.
It'll be over soon.
No, it won't.
Just hold out.
I hope you put that on your gravestone when you die.
Oh my. That is really dark and incredible.
Sure, Jan.
Your sense of humor is my thing, for sure.
I get roasted a lot. By
That was like.
It's
If,
okay.
if you're
I'm used
gonna
to
make a
this.
Bye Felicia joke, like that one is acceptable.
That one wins.
It was creative. I'm sorry.
My uncle said
But-
it funny, so.
I don't want to talk to your uncle anymore either. I'm gonna disassociate with him.
Next
Moving on. What was the last photo you took on your phone? I think your phone. I think your phone's somewhere.
I think it was just of the snow.
Oh.
I was just like getting Canadian and nostalgic. I was like,
I'm about to say.
my
I'm like, yeah. In
childhood.
LA, you don't like really get snow a lot, but in Canada.
Have you ever gotten like a really inappropriate answer to this?
See, we put it on the last interview. I'm like, let's hope it's not nudes. And luckily it wasn't. So we
Yeah,
kept
luckily it wasn't. It was a picture of Harry and Dylan.
Dill,
Harry
with
and
the
Dylan
zebra
with their zebra robes on
from
in a
my
fitting
prom.
room.
It's a good answer.
So yeah, and it was appropriate.
They posted it the next day, so it's fine.
It was the snow. It was snow.
Snow.
Oh, it was
Yay, snow.
hooray.
What's your perfect pizza? Like thick crust, thin crust, what toppings?
My perfect pizza. I'm in New York. Good answer to this. Good answer to this. Good answer to this. Probably thin crust, not very many things on it. Like pretty classic.
Okay.
I don't know much
I can
about
accept
pizza.
that. I can accept that answer.
Felicia almost flipped the chair because last time it had pineapple on it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I
a
don't-
burger, but it felt disrespectful.
Not as disrespectful as pineapple pizza. I'm just saying. I don't know.
All
I just
pizzas
can't get
matter.
I liked the last joke better.
Not all of them hit that well.
We try really hard to keep the jokes going.
So now we have a kind of a serious one. So when does your next album or EP come out, or is it just singles gonna happen until?
So I have like an abundance of songs.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many, and I really would like them to get their due time, and I'm not sure exactly what that will be yet. So at the moment, we're putting out one at a time because I want them to get their own moment. But I would say at some point this year there will be a larger collection of songs, whether it be an album or an EP. It
How
could be early
exciting.
this year. It could be later this year. Kind of just
We'll be here.
flowing with the
for that.
punches in terms of like building something as well as we can.
Yay.
But the music is all done.
That's great. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so exciting.
I
mean,
I love hearing that.
Done in the sense that there's enough. It's not done in the sense that there probably won't be. There will be a lot more by the week.
Yay!
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 Will you cheer like
I'm
like
excited.
5-year-olds?
You're excited.
We're so excited. We're always excited.
about lots of stuff. Except for the snow. We weren't excited about the snow.
No, it was raining this morning, and I'm like, oh, this is nothing.
And I looked outside, all of a sudden it was snowing, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, we're not very happy with that.
So that's kind of the end of our interview.
Yeah.
You guys did awesome.
Thank you to JP Saxe. You can check out his music now on the internet. We'll put our links to everything on our social media. You can follow him at JP Saxe. That's JPSAXE. And we'll post links and all of that. And then until then, this is TBA with Felicia and Jane. Yay.
Yay.
Thanks, guys.